Florida finally got their opponent after sweeping their way to the final. And we are officially starting on Saturday, game one. So, um, I guess the first key for me was Bobrovsky straight up.
Oh,
There's a,
obviously it's Bobrovsky. Like he's been killer all playoffs long, and like Panthers leaned on him. He's the reason why they won the Bruins series in the first place. So, and the way that the Vegas Golden Knights are playing right now, Bobrovsky has to be the best player in the series.
yeah. Carolina was dominating in open play, open ice a little bit. So yeah, like you said, it was Bobrovsky for the most part in that the four games they played, and they were all one goal games as well, right? So, um, if Bobrovsky doesn't play well, obviously that the series could end in like 4 or 5 maybe. If Bobrovsky plays well, they could either win it or make it go long, right? And the other key is, can Vegas slow down their offense? Because in the last series you saw how much Vegas turned over the puck a lot, and you have killers in Kachuk, Carter Verhage, guys like that,
Barkov.
Barkov, Reinhardt, and Sam Bennett as well, right? And on the back end, you still have Ekblad and Montour, um, Gustav Forsling, and all these guys leading the line. So um, that's going to be another key thing for Vegas to limit the turnovers, and can Florida capitalize on it?
Yeah, for sure Vegas is the better team. I feel like they've been pretty dominant throughout the run. Like they handle the Jets pretty well. Oilers, yeah, a little bit tougher. Game six still, and then Stars, they were in the driver's seat the whole time. They just made it tough on themselves,
Yeah,
but they still got the job done, right? They weren't like they're like let's finish this in six, and they did it emphatically with a 6-0 win.
yeah. So I guess on Vegas side of also things is, can Stone still be healthy, and um, can Jack Eichel um, even go further than
It's
he
yeah
can?
because like Jack, the thing with Jack Eichel, he played so well, but he didn't really like point produce much in the Dallas series. Definitely not goal. He didn't produce any goals. So if he could do that, I don't know how I don't know how the Vegas Golden Knights will lose.
Yeah, no, exactly. For me, it's like, um, I don't even know. Yeah, like pretty much. For me, it's like, can Kachuk and the forwards carry offensively, and can Bobrovsky be Bobrovsky? Otherwise, it could be just a quick series, in my opinion. But is there anything else you want to add in terms of
I
the
mean,
keys,
like
X factors, stuff like that?
obviously Kachuk has to play like how he's been playing for sure, and then yeah, Carter Verhege has to make his impact. But one thing was really good about the I really liked about Florida Panthers in the Carolina series was that Barkov got on the score sheet. So that's like really encouraging for me because there's some like because they're like pretty decently like lined up offensively, right? Like you have obviously Kachuk, Barkov, Reinhardt, Verhage, Duclair, who's healthy now. So like you got people who could put the puck in the net. So if they're like on their game, they could for sure, match Vegas offensively. And then they're like they have to test Aiden Hill, right? Like yes, Aiden Hill's been great, one of the best, like probably one of the best stories in the um NHL playoffs for sure. But he's still Aiden Hill, and you still gotta test him, right? Like
Exactly.
he's like, yes, he's been on a good stretch of games, but he's still like considered a backup, right? Like he was a fourth goalie for this team, and yes, he's playing like a starter,
Yeah.
but
Florida.
you gotta treat him like you gotta really test him for sure.
The other thing that will help Florida causing those turnovers are how they play like high pressure.
Yeah, the forecheck is good.
Yeah, so like the forechecking, the fast paced game, it's in their favor for sure. If Vegas is in control, then Vegas will obviously win. So with that being said, you want to move on to the predictions, or do you want to say anything else?
Yeah, let's go predictions.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Go first. I went first last time for
All
NBA
right,
ones.
so I went Vegas winning it in 7, and the reason why I'm saying 7 is I don't think Bobrovsky will be bad. Uh, I think he'll carry the momentum, because like usually when a goalies are on a run like this, they don't lose it that quickly in a playoff stretch, and we've seen it with Jordan Binnington and Braden Holtby during their cup runs. So I still believe that Bobrovsky will carry them a bit here, and And I believe that even on the offensive side, Florida will make it tough. But ultimately, I believe obviously Vegas home ice and just their ultimate. They have the what's the word? The defensive capabilities, and they also have the experience more so than Florida does. And the other key thing will be, I guess, the coaching matchups. Obviously, Paul Maurice is experienced, but how much can he adapt to what Bruce Cassidy does? But more so for me is just the players. And if Vegas control the game, they will win it. And I know Bobrovsky will make it tough, so that's why I'm gonna say in seven.
So here's what I'm leaning. Like I'm leaning obviously Vegas, but if Bobrovsky is the best player in the series, Florida can't lose because if the best player in the series is the goalie, right? Like you saw Carolina, right? They were probably like it was clear. Like you would agree that Carolina was the best team in the East until they faced Florida.
Yeah, but how injured are Vegas though compared to what Carolina was in that series as well? Like for me, it's like yeah, I know Carolina went far. Don't get me wrong, the injuries, but ultimately the injuries came up and bit them. So
I mean, no, Bobrovsky bit them.
that too, but
Bobrovsky
the
bit
injuries
them,
also
bro.
helped in that
Yeah, obviously
factor. Like if
injuries
you had
help.
Max Pacioretty and probably they're arguably their second best player, now Andrei Svechnikov, it would have been definitely a lot more tougher for sure. Whereas in this case, Vegas is relatively healthy, right? Mark Stone is playing. William Karlsson, like you said, had a great couple of games in the last series as well.
He's have great playoffs overall.
Marchessault as well.
Like thing is like part of me wants to just pick the underdog.
Don't get me wrong. If
Yeah.
like with the when it came to the Miami Denver series, I like obviously you're leaning towards Miami just because of Kyle Lowry, but I believe you don't really care because you're also a Jokic guy, right? In this case, I don't want Vegas to win. Personally, I'm out
Yeah.
there saying it, but I'm also going up into this. I'm being real with myself as well that I know Vegas is obviously the better team, right?
Yeah.
Florida is the goalie is better, but the goalie is playing way better is the key in that series. But I want to go with the underdog story again with this, but that's why I went Vegas in seven. So I really wanted to pick Florida, but I just couldn't.
Yeah. For me it's just like the for me where I'm having conflict is like if a goalie is the best player in the series, your team will most likely win. And then Bobrovsky has shown that he could be the best player in the series in the last couple series. So, but Vegas has just been like I said before, handle the Jets, handle the Oilers, handle the Stars, and yeah, I they've been looking like really like killer. Obviously, clearly the best team in the West. They were the number one seed in the West as well, and well, I'm not sure. Were they number one? Were they ahead of Colorado?
I'll fact check that. Keep
Yeah,
going.
I'm pretty sure they obviously they're, but still they were the best team in the West. Right, Colorado at the end of the day lost to Seattle, and then for that reason, like the way that they handled the Stars, I was a little bit surprised. Like they went up 3-0 in my when I was personally looking at it, but I would go with Vegas in six.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Vegas was the best team
Vegas was best. Like I would go
by
Vegas in
2 points,
six.
but yeah, they were the best team.
Yeah,
Um,
Vegas in six just makes sense for me, just cause
that that was my
they
ideal.
had, like I said before is like they have four lines running, bro. Like all four lines are going
Yeah, that
right. They have their defense going. Yes, and even more luckily for them, they have Aiden Hill going, which is probably
yeah
the most surprising part.
that was my ideal pick. I wanted to say Vegas in 5 or 6, but I have to give Bobrovsky the edge. I don't think you fall off that quickly, and they have the defensive capabilities of helping Bobrovsky. But again, I think Vegas firepower might be a little bit just too much, in my opinion. But I will not be surprised if Florida wins it. Obviously, I'm slightly rooting for them, the Luongo interest, and I want to see a guy like Kachuk win the way the type of run he's on, and obviously being a division rival. I'm not going to say they're real rivals with the Canucks yet, but I don't want to see them win for that reason as well. And especially a team coming into the league 5 years later, 6 years later, they're in two finals and winning one. I don't want to see that happening anytime soon. So that's the other reason why I'm going for Florida.
Thing
But
was Vegas also like they had choke moments before in the playoffs as well, like
yeah,
in previous
for
years.
sure.
Like last year they didn't even make it at all. And the year before that, I'm not sure what happened the year before that. Did they? Whatever, but like there was a year where they lost to Dallas in the semis, in the conference finals where they had freaking like Antoine Kudobin in that, and they did Jason Robertson and like all these Rupe Hintz guys were like, weren't the key players yet, like weren't what they are now. and then Vegas was clearly the better. Clearly that year in the bubble, Vegas was the best team in
Didn't
the West.
Montreal beat them the year that after?
Yeah, it was Montreal. Yeah, Montreal beat them.
Yeah, like you wouldn't think that would happen that year too.
So like it's weird.
And then they
because,
choked against San Jose in their, I think, second or
but
third year.
obviously, other than their first year in the league, this has been their best run. And
Yeah.
but the thing with this run is like it's been more dominant than that first year.